to 709 Meridian, an audio commentary podcast. My name is Andrew.
And this is D.
And we are here starting our Christmas special with, I believe, our first intentionally set in Canada film for the pod, as far as I can think, unless one of the Shatners maybe. But we are going to be starting off a Black Christmas three-parter with 1974's Bob Clark directed Black Christmas, starring Margot Kidder, Olivia Hussey, Keir Dullea, and I forget anybody else.
Andrea Martin.
Okay.
SCTV's Andrea Martin.
Yeah, so we're going to be nice little low budget, sort of one of the first slashers. I was doing a little research and somebody was like, the Wikipedia article I think says Halloween seems to have been based on one of Bob Clark's ideas for a sequel to this.
Oh.
I didn't click the link to see if that's true. But yeah, so somewhat, sleeper, fairly well known. It lived on, I'm sure, cable. It lived on video, probably late night TV.
Oh, definitely local.
Yeah, I think this got like a nice Anchor Bay release back in the late 90s on DVD, so it got a little bit of a rediscovery then. And then it was one of the sort of late aughts remakes. They made one in 2008, I think. And so that'll be next time. And then after that, we'll be doing 2018 or 2019's version, which is from Blumhouse. And it's going to be something different, I guess.
Yeah,
but
it kind of drifts away from it dips into slasher territory, and then there's other shit. That's all I remember.
So here we go. Heading to Toronto, starting in 3, 2, 1, play. I don't know that I've ever seen that with a Warner Communications logo. Is this the right movie?
It's cool to use the old one.
Yeah.
All right, right into it.
Yep. We're not messing around. So Bob Clark, of course, would go on to make Christmas Story. And sort of never be able to...
oh, wait. He didn't direct it, but he... Didn't he write Porky's?
Yes, I believe that is correct. John Saxon. Holy shit. We'll have to see if John's better in this than he was in Nightmare. What else did he do? Like he did a sequel to Christmas Story after it took him 9 or 10 years to get the money together. That I've still never seen. But he was very under kind of a lot of radars in some ways. Like he's a very, low key but competent filmmaker. And he doesn't have any of the like flash. So what's funny about this is we're going to watch a slasher movie with a lot of Halloweenisms, but without John Carpenter music.
Yeah. That was the element that was missing here.
Yep.
Got your POV here.
So if we just...
Where's this? Toronto?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Toronto. It's Canada somewhere and supposed to be. I don't remember. how specific we get. We get some lovely 70s exteriors of sort of
Yeah, this part of Canada looks a lot like North Evanston.
right
Big houses.
Margot Kidder. So this is going to be sort of a, and then there were none. We're going to
Yeah.
pick everybody off. We're going to have this centralized set. We'll probably have like, I think the scene that I like, or that I'm thinking of that I like with the exteriors in downtown Toronto or whatever is just a couple characters talking. So we're not going to have like a set piece there. We're just going to have a little bit of location shooting, but the
Mm.
majority is going to be around the house.
Oh my God, Mr. Carter. Yeesh.
So we, I think we talked about this a little bit with the Jaws 2 commentary, just discussing how in, these sort of ensemble 70s casts, for whatever reason, they really stand out
Oh
nicely
yeah.
versus like Jason Goes to Manhattan, right? Like
Mm.
none of those people stand out, right? Like, but this Texas Chainsaw, for better or worse, also has that. Like, Texas Chainsaw has one of the most annoying characters on film, and it's like, hey, you want this guy to fucking die terribly, don't you? And you're just like, I mean, I mean, it's bad, but I do.
Yeah. This also kind of they made similar films after this because once slasher genre got kicked into high gear, they mostly became variants of this. You know, um, the two I could think that are most like Black Christmas got to be Slumber Party Massacre. No, not Slumber Party Massacre, but like Final Exam, um, Sorority. The house on Sorority Row is pretty similar.
Right. And I mean, this is a sorority house. So, like, they're in a very, fixed location here.
Hmm.
Like, it's Die Hard in a sorority house, inverted
Yeah,
or something, right? Like, also, I'm just sitting here going, maybe I should just lay, holy shit, look at Art Hindle's fucking coat there. Um,
right. What
Speaking of
the?
Craven the Hunter, maybe I should just lay Lost themes over this whole fucking movie. Like, so this is 1974, Margot Kidder. So shit, I cannot remember what like Donner liked her from that she got cast as Lois as.
It couldn't have been sisters,
No, it wasn't Sisters. Was she in Waldo Pepper? I've still never seen that either.
but she is given regular. You know, we've already. It's only been minutes, but we already know. The demeanor of her character.
Yeah, she's very much the like sort of show off.
Here we got Olivia Hussey and Andrea Martin. Oh, Hussey's got on a Manos sweater.
Okay, so yes, she was in Waldo Pepper. She was in the reincarnation of Peter Proud, which is that Sarazan one I want to see. 92 in the Shade, which sounds fucking wild. She hosted Saturday Night Live. Oh, in 79. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The very first appearance of Ant-Man,
Okay.
as played by Garrett Morris.
Mm. Shoot the Sun Down with Christopher Walken. This is interesting. Um, and then she did Amityville and Willie and Phil. Heartaches. I feel like Heartaches was like her last solo shot.
Mm.
Oh shit, no, it wasn't. Dude. She did Some Kind of Hero.
Oh, with Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
That I think was when they were going out.
So, but this is another one where basically, I mean, Margot Kidder was the hit from this, and it took a little while for that to happen. But before that, but other than that, like this is the last thing Olivia Hussey's I can
Yeah,
think
her
of.
push.
Yeah, no, this was it. Like she was done after this.
Yeah, because after this, she was just Olivia Hussey for years and years. She was specifically Olivia Hussey from Romeo and Juliet.
Hmm.
Nowadays, she's just India Isley's mom. So the weird takeaway from Black Christmas has got to be it's influential on a lot of slashers that followed, but it's still relatively obscure.
Yeah, because it's not gory in any way, right? This is like a pre-gore slasher
Hmm.
movie. And also like it is to some degree, it is like an obscure Canadian. It's not a TNA sorority thing. Like it's just very
Which the
like
other ones pretty much that's what they put in those, you know,
and
the
here we
gore
have
and the TNA.
yeah.
Oh, the house mother.
I would also assume that like on TV on network, so they were gonna cut all of that prank phone obscene phone call. They're gonna tone down all the language. They're gonna crop off the sides, so we're gonna lose occasional framing that Bob Clark's working on. And so it's basically gonna feel like a TV movie by the 80s.
Hmm. Oh no.
But for this, like, well, it's also 98 minutes, right, which is going to be very long for a
Mm.
slasher movie of this type in a lot of ways. Like, what do you need that extra 10 minutes for? Like, this actually had two fan film sequels that
Oh
just
boy.
came out. Oh yeah.
Yeesh.
Here
Who did
we
they
even
get back?
uh nobody. Olivia
Couldn't have
Hussey
gotten
was
anybody back.
interested in doing the second one.
Mm.
Okay, so that's it. No violence,
Yeah, that
no
was a quickie.
nothing. Was Margot Kidder actually drinking during this, I wonder?
I wouldn't doubt it. Uh-oh. We're getting a little wild, eh?
So this is also sort of interesting because, like, I don't think there's going to be any. I don't think there are any roosters in the hen house in this either. Like, I mean, like, it's pretty tame, I think, as far as the TNA potential goes.
Oh, yeah.
So somebody just went down the stairs and the ceiling just
Yeah.
closed. Everybody pay attention to that. And like all house moms, what's she gonna have stashed? Is it booze or weed?
Oh, no.
Mhm. Oh, yes.
Well, just so happens somebody needs that book. And I got a term paper to write. There's a fucking bottle of hooch in this shit. Manos. The hands of fate.
This the house mom should have done a movie with what's her face?
Hmm.
Shit. Shelley Winters. They should have done
Yeah.
a movie where they were fucking battling sorority house moms. One thing I have always liked about this is that the in this opening we're getting away from the party action and it's winding down off screen and that sort of thing.
Mm.
And so like we're focusing on the individual characters, but we're not losing the sense of the rest of the shit going on, which can be a problem in with this sort of lower budget technique, but they do it well here. Viviasi's just kind of boring. It's kind of mean to say it, but like she's kind of low energy.
Yeah, she's not giving much, which is weird because she killed it on Boy Meets World.
Oh god, does she have more booze hidden?
Yeesh.
Jesus Christ.
They call
Yummy.
this alcoholism, kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What if, hey, the toilet's not flushing right?
We're also gonna get so the mood lighting in this, the suspense lighting in this is not sort of
No, everything looks, because it's 70s,
yeah.
everything's really natural lighting. So that's what makes it look a little more real. Like it's dark where it's supposed to be dark.
Mhm.
You don't have some light coming in from the side or
No, we do not have the blue lights of Crystal
Blue lights.
Lake, but we don't even have the stylized lights of Halloween, right? Like
Mm-mm. Or
it's
Nightmare on Elm Street. Any of that.
yeah, no, it's very
It's just natural.
is this guy somebody from something else? Or does he just look like
Hey, we going to Dolomites later.
the Canadian Dolomite like?
Oh,
Aw, Jesus.
oh, the hair. What is this? Just the row of churches? It's not a bad shot.
No.
Uh,
Yeah. I do like that well, I guess it's a university, so this could just be a grad student, I suppose. Andrea Martin's 55-year-old boyfriend here.
yeah, super duper senior. Eh,
Turn that into a GIF. Okay. However, the kid is dead upstairs
mm-hmm.
and nobody's caught it, and it's like 1 o'clock the next day.
Yeah, when did they actually catch on? Like,
It
hey,
takes forever, as I recall. It takes forever.
oh,
Um, because we're already 20 minutes in, so we only have
oh
like
man,
yeah, we
yeah,
only yeah, it's gonna take forever. Um, one thing that you can't do quite as easily anymore is this sort of thing, right? Like
mm,
you can't have like dad coming to the fucking kick off the investigation like this. It wouldn't play the same way anymore,
no,
which I imagine we'll see some of in the 2008 one. I swear that's barely a real movie. Like I think it's like the Stepfather remake. Like it's fucking
it came out. I don't think it came out in the middle of the remake wave, but I think it was part of it, or it came out early because there was a point where they just kept dumping them out, like after. Yeah, I don't want to say Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
okay. Prom Night was 2008.
Mm-hmm.
Black Christmas was 2006. So it was at the
Okay, so
front end.
yeah, it predated the just by a year or two.
And Andrea Martin will be back.
Yeah.
Dude, Andrea Martin is on Evil. And she was on Only Murders.
Hmm.
She's like amazing on Evil. And she was a delight on fucking Only Murders, but like She's having like a fucking renaissance now. What is this
Yeah, she's
great?
underrated as hell. Like she was one of the ones that carried SCTV, and they never did. She was kind of like the Gilda of SCTV.
Mm, man, she ended up in animation for a while.
Oh wait, it's Sam Raimi's car. Ooh. And then there's these long shots of stuff.
Yeah, like here we go. Um, how old is Kirdu Leah in this? He's Jesus, 38, and Olivia Hussey's 23.
Yeesh.
Yeah. Oh, Canada's Doug McGrath is in this. What do I know Art Hindle from? Like, I said his name like it meant something other than this.
He's been in something. The name does sound familiar.
Oh shit, he's been in a lot. Okay, so he was in this. He was then a few years later in Body Snatchers. He was only on 6 episodes of Dallas in the 80s, early 80s. He was in The Brood. He was in Before and After, the TV movie with Patty Duke about um, maybe an eating disorder, which I bet was a big fucking deal in 1979. He was in The Octagon.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah. He was in Porky's.
There you
He was
go.
in Porky's 2. Oh, man. That
Oh
was like
wow.
it. Yeah.
She's boozing up the kid.
Fuck yeah, she is. It's Lois Lane. She's no fucking wrong. He was
Look
in
at him,
that.
he's already boozy. Maybe Olivia Hussey was, picked for her skills at holding a phone receiver. Because,
When I said that there wasn't going to be any TNA, doesn't she strip down in this? I think she might. Like, I think she was in it because I was going to read up and how that lawsuit ended, but apparently she doesn't feel great about
uh,
some of that stuff. So I can't remember at this point, but it's possible. But yeah, look at this fucking nice ass fucking crane shot. Just like, yeah.
crane and then zoom,
Mhm. Look at us
slow
go.
zoom.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, hey,
oh,
that's
wait.
yeah, that is
No.
Doug
I thought it,
McGrath.
for a second, I thought it was what you call him. The chief from Hill Street.
Oh, yeah, no.
He looked like him for a second.
Yeah. Um, no, he was in Josie Wales, he was on a Hulk, he was in The Gauntlet, Bronco Billy, Coming Out Alive. I'm curious about this. Michael Ironside, Helen Shaver.
Yeah, this is one of those. especially if you're watching it on TV. This is one of those where you change the channel, not even during commercial break.
Right. You can check back in on this,
Yeah,
right?
you come
Like,
back and nothing's happening still.
it's an incredibly slow burn of a fucking movie. Like, and that's kind of one of the, and that's not what Halloween has, right? Like, Halloween's,
No, Halloween just
we're
has it.
tensing us up, right?
Yeah.
We've already had a fucking murder in this, though. We've got two creepy suspects already and shit, but we're
Mm-hmm.
still just sort of like
Bungling around with
following
these very
Kelly Winters
uninteresting
around.
people.
Right. Like,
Margot Kidder's got a lot of young Demi Moore energy here.
she kind of does, doesn't she? It's very weird. All right, there we have Proto Jason. I want to watch Slapshot.
I have not seen that in years.
We watched it. Oh, it's been like, it's got to be over 20
Yeah.
because I, yeah,
In fact, even when I watched it, I think it was one of the billion. Remember around the time Slapshot 2 came out
yeah.
and Comedy Central, I guess they had Slapshot and it would just play that constantly, like
Hey,
all the fucking time.
when we say that DVDs were so popular in the late
Yeah.
90s and early aughts that they made sequels, we're talking about Slapshot selling well on DVD. So they made a sequel, maybe
Mm-hmm.
two, like major legacy quills.
I
Okay,
think
so
they only
he
had what they only had the
they
brothers
only
come
had the
back.
brothers come back, yeah. Yeah, and because the brothers, it had turned out, were like, they'd been like doing fan circuits for years or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
So like they were ready to go. No, I don't think those are like real movies. Those have got to be fucking bad. Like Cutting Edge 2 through 6 probably have it up on those.
I'm almost shocked that somebody didn't say, "Hey, let's do a direct-to-video Caddyshack 3" around that time. Because think of the D-listers they could have put in
Oh,
that shit.
that's a good point. So another thing with all the plaid here, um, so 70s fashions, a lot of them look quite good, actually. However, sort of the leisure wear of the late 60s through about 1975 or 6, right? Like, we're not talking about bells. Like, bells are a whole nother thing. But
Yeah. Holy shit.
Craven, do not fuck with Craven. Also, this is the most fucking jacked I've ever seen John Saxon. Oh no,
John
never mind.
Saxon
It's
here.
over.
John Saxon here really looks like a modern day Zac Efron. They look a lot alike now.
Oh, damn, they do. Um, and that's something to remember, folks. That John Saxon started as a pretty boy.
Yeah.
Pretty much every single Paul Newman started as a pretty boy. Like,
Yeah, they all started as pretty boys, and they became dad, and then they became
yeah,
grumpy old dude.
Steve McQueen never had a pretty boy phase, though. He didn't.
No, he always was Mr. Rugged, but women thought he was dreamy.
Yes. Jesus Christ, she's hammered. This is.
I don't get what it is about her to look so different in Superman.
Um, I actually think it's the eyeshadow.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because like, and also some of the lighting in
the
Superman's a lot
lighting.
harsher, but
Yeah.
like they also she's got bangs in Superman 1, but they don't have them casting shadows on her eyes.
Mm-mm. Because
Oh my
whoever did her
god.
up in Superman 1, holy moly. I mean, she's not bad looking here, but it's like, this is actual Margot
Right.
Kidder as opposed to Lois Lane Margot Kidder.
Eyebrows too.
Mm.
Okay, so the girl's missing. We said that it was going to take a while before we got to the revelation, but we are 15 minutes into this like plot subplot
Mm-hmm.
where she's missing, but apparently they haven't searched the house
Right.
because it was 1974 and they'd never seen Black Christmas, so they didn't know to yet.
Take your drunk ass upstairs, mama.
So
Yeesh.
whose boyfriend is this? This is Olivia Hussey's boyfriend, right? Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So basically we're gonna have this sort of quasi red herring subplot here. And what's funny about this is this actually seems more like a gallow type
Mm.
thing. Like that seems like the red herring seems like something that you get in a Argento, which were in the same period, but those were gory. And that's sort of I don't know if anybody's ever really talked about how gore in the 60s into the 70s was like in slasher movies or not slasher, obviously it was in like
I think.
mysteries, like Italian mysteries. It was a whole genre,
Mm-hmm.
and they never really made them here as far as I know. Oh god, is this one of those tiny fucking crowd scenes? Yes it is. Okay. So now we have a missing kid.
Now I know why this shit just kind of got sort of ripped off of so hard because it seems like it's trying to tell an interesting story, but it's just dragging.
Yeah,
Like,
it's it's very Bob Clarky, and like that's what's so different about Christmas Story when you see other Bob Clark stuff is like he it took him until then to realize how to fucking keep people engaged. Like,
yeah, because this just he knows you're alone has more going on than this. That's another kind of it's a slasher, but it's just you know it has the same almost tonality to this.
I mean, it's also very early, right? Like, even,
Yeah, the tropes aren't in place.
yeah. Okay, so she's in a window, so no, people couldn't see her. But now Shelley Winters is leaving for the fucking. Oh, wait, does Shelley Winters find her? Okay, so we had that weird shot earlier where one person seemed to be going down the stairs and the other person seemed to be closing up in the attic or whatever.
Uh-huh.
We're now establishing that the body's up in the attic. I don't think the shadow ever comes back. Like, or is there something about the prime suspect hiding in the house? There might actually be. I can't. We've got we've got an hour. So there's and like the third act is pretty fucking. What I'm saying is not a lot's gonna happen between set pieces. So enjoy the plaid and try to imagine what this would have looked like on fucking TV. Like the clash, the fucking noise from the plaid would have been wild. See, this seems like it should have been somebody. Okay. So we're gonna have some gruesome murder here. Asterisk. Um, what the fuck?
Hmm? Oh, no, she's gonna see it coming, huh?
Yep, she doesn't get the fuck out of there immediately. But we don't see it, right?
That's dumb as hell.
So there were like horror movie TV movies at this point too.
Yeah, yeah.
So like you take something like this and you throw it up against something like
Bad Ronald.
Bad Ronald. I was thinking Home for the Holidays, the Sally
Oh yeah.
Field, Eleanor Parker one, and somebody and two other famous ladies. or one other famous lady, and then one lady who they thought was going to be famous and wasn't. But
Hmm.
like, it's this is more expensive, right? But it's like not that much different of a experience in the end because
Yeah,
when
because
you no, I was just gonna say you cut this down to 90, or you cut 30 out of this for the commercials.
yeah, yeah, some of these really, especially this, I'd almost wonder if it was planned for TV. Because back then they did that. They did a lot of that too, where they had a lot of movies where they shot them for TV, but then they just punched them up a little
Yep.
with some post.
And so like I'm sure that kind of like the home video, look at that fucking stash. Sort of like with directed video eventually, what you would have is you would have like, the movies that they punched up for the theaters. And but that also meant that you knew that those things would have a future in TV eventually, right? So something like this can be like, well, it's got a future on television because there's no home video yet, right? There's nothing like that. If you want a future for your TV, your movie, it's going to be in TV licensing, which in the 80s would be incredibly consequential because it would sort of determine what was and wasn't popular with like HBO and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so another thing we sort of this is going to be a person with mental development issues villain,
Mm-hmm.
um which by like let's say what like by the eight like even like it stood out in Terror Train, but like by oh god, I don't know. So what we're also saying is you should look back at the demonization of people with
Oh yeah,
mental development issues.
The
Uh
Unseen is another one.
yeah.
The Unseen and God, what else? Final Terror. I think that was
Is
what the
that
one with him in the
the
woods.
Yes, I think it is in Final Tear too. Yeah. Yeah, so like that was like a standard cuz
Mm-hmm. Well, even Jason,
yeah, I
you
mean
know,
Jason, I
alleged.
feel like okay, so here we have Keir Dullea sneaking around the house. So maybe he was the shadow earlier. Um fucking so weird. Keir Dullea is such a weird like I'm not interested enough to see his like other movies, but it's so fucking weird, like his output.
Yeah, he's very generic leading man.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looks a lot like who's the guy that plays Vision?
Bettany, Paul Bettany.
Yeah, he very much he reminds me of him a lot.
Okay, so we just came back from commercial, folks, because that's definitely where you could put it in. Because this fucking guy, he's killer, and he makes you stay watching. So that's another thing that I think we've touched on occasionally is the idea that like TV versions of some movies, like the cut down ones, if it's a movie that's got some drag on it, that kind of means the TV version plays a little better, right? Like,
Right, because they got to cut shit out. And
yeah, they move shit around. That was always my favorite thing is when you would find that out. Like, I feel like
yeah,
that sort of stopped. Like, this kind of, the best era of this was sort of in the late 80s because the networks wanted to compete with cable to some
hmm
degree. But cable got to show R-rated movies. So what you would have is you would have networks not cutting PG-13 movies down or PG movies, right? They'd be cutting R's down for
hmm
network premieres, right? And so they'd move shit around. It was great. And then they basically stopped doing it in the early 90s because I think like directors started getting wise to it and pissed off and shit. But like when they were the most desperate, probably in like 87 through 89, you could see some wild shit.
they like the TV cut of Halloween 2 really mixes stuff around.
Yeah. I still, no.
Hmm.
Like they shot the TV cut footage with the fucking same camera. So basically, the footage, the original like Panavision footage that they shot is just missing. Like it's
Hmm.
not like they used a different camera to shoot the fucking TV cut shit because that shit wasn't for the TV cut at that point. Like, just saying.
hmm
Like we can just say it's missing. We don't have to pretend that that's the only thing. It's like the King Kong TV cut. They weren't like, oh yeah, that's presented 4:3 because that's Zack Snyder's intended vision. No, they fucking showed. There was the full fucking thing, and they were like, hey, by the way, this is gonna give away that they reversed, you know, 3/4 of the establishing shots and framed them differently.
I'm
Go on,
guessing John
Craven.
Saxon was the only name actor in this at the time.
Um, I mean Olivia Hussey
Oh yeah, her too. Yeah, because she was just
and um
Sisters wasn't a hit, was it?
no, but Margot Kidder was around
Yeah, she was around.
because I just got a copy of Quaxer Fortune has a
Mm.
cousin in the Bronx, and that's from 70 or 69 or 70, and that's her and Gene Wilder,
Wow.
with Gene Wilder playing an Irishman in Ireland with an accent. And I
Oh no.
am very curious, but I am also just kind of like, maybe I'm not very curious. So, just sort of to talk about movies in general from, 69 for sure, but probably 68 through 78 or so.
Mm.
You would just have like weird long movies. Not like 2.5 hour movies or something, but just weird, boring movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of them would be stylistic, right? There'd be, absurdist visuals and music, and it'd be about being a hippie or something. And other times it would just be about being bored because they weren't all coked out yet. And
God, he really does look like dude.
mhm, it's really actually quite scary. They should do something about this. Like cast the him as in the
Mm-hmm.
biopic. So what we're doing now is we are setting we're actually setting him up as like we have two this parallel plot of dangerous men basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
And that's kind of the underlying thematic
yeah.
element throughout each of the versions
Okay. Interesting.
of well, I don't know about the remake, but I know the recent one it's very heavy handed as far as men are bad.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So yeah, so we've got like A plots and B plots and C plots in this thing. Slasher movies would eventually just be, well, I mean, I guess Halloween, though, does have, we have to kill off each of the babysitters, but it does eventually just have, like, this is what we're focused on. We're focused on Michael Myers, and he's after this. We're not building like we are here.
God, those old school phones.
Mhm. This feels very much like a sense memory. Like, look at that wallpaper. Like,
Mm,
it feels like something that you existed amongst,
right.
but you can't remember where.
Yeah, this is what shit looked like for a long
Yeah,
time.
this is what shit looked like until about 1985, man.
Hmm.
Like,
Wallpaper.
hmm just so much wallpaper. You young people who no doubt make up the entire audience don't understand how many wallpaper commercials we used to have to sit through.
Hmm.
Man. Okay. Bob Clark really likes this over the shoulder shot. Also, holy shit, that was a poster sized picture of Art Hindle.
So I guess Margot Kidder's been dispatched of then at this point.
Well, they think she's sleeping, but I can't remember. Is she dead yet? Or does she wake up and get her own murder scene? So another thing, the it's not a super sharp um film stock or whatever. Like it's got a little bit of sort of it's not that crisp. The image itself is not that crisp, which
Yeah, it's
is
grainy.
yeah. So that um
You know,
that
it kind of helps though.
it does. It helps well, it helps sort of give it a I feel like it helps it a lot in that Like we don't feel like we're empty. Like we feel like we're in a bigger
Mm-hmm.
with because we aren't because we have this level of sharpness. It feels like a fucking film strip movie we would have to watch in elementary at some points.
One of old ass projectors, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The red balloon and shit.
Yep.
Ah. And we're already cut down to the two girls here.
See, that's why I think Margot Kidder's got to still be alive.
Yeah.
Also, as a no spoilers final girl or as a lead investigator, as the Nancy Drew of the picture, Olivia Hussey is a very
Mm.
static performer. How's that?
Passive. Yeah.
Yes, very passive. What I'm saying is she could use, some
Doesn't
Nicole
have any spunk.
hair to make her act. She can give her performance with her hair like Nicole Kidman does.
She's no Jamie Lee Curtis.
No, she's no Margot Kidder or
Nah.
Andrea Martin, right? Like,
Yeah, the charisma's just not there. Even though her character is supposedly going through the motions and
right.
shit, she's not she's not giving us that. I don't know, she's not emoting well.
Well, especially considering we talked over it and ignored it, but Keir Dullea wants to kill her because she wants to abort his deadbeat fetus.
Yeah.
So, like, she's not really going through that either.
Mm-mm.
All right, here we go.
Just a lot of people on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
This fucking movie.
Hold on, there's world building here. Look at the doll.
Oh, and he's
And that
rocking the chair.
and he's rocking the chair. That's why they've made two 45-minute fan sequels to this.
Ugh,
You can watch them for free on YouTube.
that's sick. All the movies they could make fan movies for.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a fan movie for the Funhouse or some shit.
This is so fucking good, man. That's a fucking good movie. I love me some Toby Hooper.
Right?
So I feel like, well, Psycho was 60.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have started having Psycho knockoffs by 62, 63. So here we go. There's your
Oh, yeah, she's
Margot Kidder.
sleeping.
Hmm. They could have woken her up and saved her life, but they chose not to. Wow.
Ugh.
Oh shit, she's got asthma and we didn't find out till now? Okay, kids, here's another thing. This used to be the norm. When they would actually set the person up with needing the inhaler, that was an improvement. Yes, let's focus on Olivia Hussey for this scene. Bob. Um,
That was a terrible cut. From her stroking her head to just
Mm-hmm.
be leaned over.
Oh God. Well, now here's another thing: is that you would. I don't
Oh,
know about in
look at that.
Canada. I don't know about those wild ass fucking Canadians, but if like a fucking slasher movie had like a bunch of little kids doing this in certain eras of like you didn't have kids this young in this type of movie,
No.
which is also what helps give it the TV movie vibe because you could do that with TV movies. It was a very strange way we worked this out.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when you think about it, there's no way in hindsight it part one seems like it would have come out in 90 with some of that.
No, not without. Look, they would have had to scaled it back and made it PG or PG-13.
No, I even mean the TV movie. Part
Really?
one of the
Oh yeah,
TV movie in 90 on TV.
yeah.
They like that's one thing is Stephen King did help push the envelope for what was sort of socially acceptable,
Mm.
pop culturally acceptable with that sort of thing. Okay, so she's gonna get it with the fucking unicorn head.
Oh, it's supposed to be suspenseful.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't look like Kier Dulia to me.
It looks like the other guy.
Yep.
It's like Craven.
But if only.
Okay, that really was done like a, you know, you could see a scene like that in other slasher pictures.
Yeah.
Mrs. Kravitz here.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up the phone, stupid. Look how she's looking at her.
So then we get like the procedural with the
Yeah, they're trying to ratchet up the suspense, but it's just
yeah, it's Alan J. Pakula, it ain't.
imagine, I don't know. Um, this seems like De Palma would do a lot with this.
Yeah. Speaking of TNA,
Yeah. Karen Allen would be in it, or Nancy Allen.
Nancy Allen.
There I go again. he would have definitely made it a little more stylish.
Yeah, right. Of course, I didn't recognize something because that might have been interesting. Um, yeah. So we're yeah. This is not really a doesn't compare well to like if you think about it in the context of a De Palma, like because you can kind of see it, except he never would do anything this cheap, right? He'd never do the single
he, would,
setting.
he would make it sleazy. Ew. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
See, we've got to fucking fill out the
Yeah,
movie here. Like, why?
with nonsense. Ah,
You could literally cut all of this.
TV cuts probably do.
Mhm. I'm not even sure that dude's got any lines. I think he just laughs at everything John Saxon says.
Ugh.
Well, like, here you are in this big ass house, right?
Mm,
Not once have they been like, we should fucking camp out in the living room. So, like, we all are in the same spot.
uh-uh.
Are you Olivia Hussey? I can't tell. Oh, we've got the cop who's probably dead in the car. Theoretically, if that's in this, that could be the first time that trope
Mm-hmm.
would have been used. Oh, look, it's that shot again.
God, this fucking
My
sucks.
God.
This would have been even more exciting if it were made in the 50s or the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
Probably. Who could have done it?
Okay, so,
Fucking Sam Fuller.
oh, well, fuck yes. I mean, Sam Fuller could have done it in 74. Like, so there is also a sort of subgenre of, I don't know, what would you call them? Intimate partner violence movies where the woman threatens the dude with getting an abortion and so he fucking kills her. Like, there's one of those called Daddy's Gone a Hunting, and I really want to fucking see it again. Like, I saw it once
Oh,
on like late night fucking weird cable once, and like I
yeah.
do want to see that again. Like, but
Channels were just so good at throwing
yeah,
anything on in the middle of the night. I think that's where I first saw He Knows You're Alone. Might have been Channel 9 or 32.
yeah, like Nine had stuff. Like I cannot remember what Nine had or
Yeah.
what
9 had a
like
hell of a library.
9 had a lot. 32 before it became like Fox
Fox.
Fox.
Yeah.
Holy shit, what the fuck was on there? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But even after,
Mm-hmm.
it took until, I mean, like other shit came up with late night for
Oh yeah,
Fox to
Channel
really give it
50.
up. Yeah, like Channel 50 was like, that was like their fucking bread and butter.
Because as soon as once they went completely overnight, so I think at some point they cut off, and then oh wait a minute, there's a shadow in the back, and they didn't
Mm-hmm.
notice. So Scream, of course, was heavily influenced by this, especially with all the phone play.
So if the next one is an accurate remake of this, they need to make jokes about Olivia Hussey's performance. Olivia Hussey is the Skeet Ulrich of Black
Oh,
Christmas. Yeah, I said
well,
it.
Ski was okay once upon a time. It's to me, Scream is kind of a skid on his. I think Scream kind of killed him a bit.
I need to see something else because that's all I can.
All right, the only other movie of his I've probably seen on the regular is Chill Factor.
Why did I know you were gonna fucking say that? Oh, fucking! I was just like, he's gonna say chill factor. All right, man.
but think about it. In that,
I've
him
never.
next against Cuba, who just completely, you know, how do I put it, tap danced his way through that shit. Wasn't Chill Factor post Jerry Maguire?
Yeah,
Yeah, see, yeah.
yeah. He was Academy Award winning Cuba Gooding Jr. by then. Oh my god.
I want that hat though, the checker hat.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have like this, subplot going on outside, and before I complimented it on how it fucking. I still need to watch Judgment Night. Uh,
Really?
uh,
Oh, hold on. Speaking of Judgment Night, on a whim, I watched Strictly Business randomly.
okay.
Dennis Leary is in that for like 5 seconds for nothing. He's just in it like as a club manager or some shit, and he gives Halle Berry a couple of lines, and then he's just out of the movie. I don't know if that was him owing somebody a favor or something. That was like in the early '90s and Leary mania and
Yeah.
shit. You know,
Jake. Dude, Sam Rockwell's in it?
yes, he is.
All right.
It's
I,
not bad.
I haven't seen it since 1991.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just I think maybe Tommy Davidson was a little too old to be playing his part, but it doesn't kill it. You know,
Oh, it's only 84 minutes, too. So
it's very short.
we're not 84 minutes into this yet.
That and found out Mo Money was real short too.
Yeah. I think Blank Man's real short, too.
Mm,
Or like Blank Man's long at 90.
damn.
I still haven't seen any more Robin Givens after that, and I was wanting to.
Well,
The paintings around this fucking place are weird. Okay, we have the room that has the giant picture of Art Hindle. We've got the peace sign with the butt. We've got the flip off grandma, which I want to track down. Um,
we have to keep in mind it is 70s. So 70s had weird shit in any
70s
house on
did
the
have
wall.
weird shit.
I'm surprised I didn't see a Ziggy poster in there somewhere.
74, yeah. Okay, he's in the house making those noises.
Yeah,
Nobody else
nobody
in the
could hear
house
him.
hears him. I think
Roll.
Andrea Martin's still alive.
Mm.
Okay, she just figured it out. Nope. Somebody's looking for a baby upstairs and on the phone.
I can't imagine people just sitting around through this whole movie. Like, even back then, you would think at this point, man, I want my money back.
They were Canadian. They were too polite.
This is just not no way suspenseful.
I wonder if I didn't look on the Wikipedia. I wonder actually, do you think maybe for American distribution they cut this down?
I don't know.
I honestly though, you would have to cut you'd have to cut about 17 minutes out of this
I'm
to
sure
keep
there's
it
like
moving.
a few like fucking 2 hour long think pieces on this on YouTube that I don't even think I want to bother watching. Oh, it was in Shelley Winter's room, I would guess.
I think it's in the attic.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh, we're not going to address are there two phone lines at that address? Okay, here he is. He's dead.
Oh, the
This
dead cop.
dude's, oh yeah, he's dead. He's dead, man.
Get off your ass. God.
Do you
If
think
you're in a town and John Saxon is like the sheriff or whatever,
you
just
are
move.
just fucked? Yeah. Because he's also probably fucking your mom. Like,
Yeah.
that's the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Fright Night
He's
with
the real slasher, goddamn.
John Saxon's fucking laying pipe with all the mobs.
Serial mom fuckers.
All the kids get together and kill him or something.
Yeah.
And he comes back as Freddy. That's the new
They
Freddy
completely
Krueger.
avoid no, they avoid whoever's actually killing people
Okay.
just to kill him.
Right? He's your subplot. He's your Kier Dulia. My God, she's so bad. How do I always forget? I think it's because I don't want to like.
We pointed it out is that unfortunately a majority of her performance is just picking up a fucking phone
Yes,
and looking scared. And
badly.
what's
Looking
weird is
scared.
Carol Kane does this a few years later and just,
Yeah.
wrecks it. But
who still is in
yeah, it was
A-list
still relevant.
productions, right? Like, oh, isn't Carol Kane on the new Star Trek or some shit? Like
Yeah,
she's in a Renaissance. Like she
yeah.
was on
They're bringing
Hunters,
back
yeah.
a lot of those old school actresses.
Right? This is actually the scene in
Mm.
wow. Like, dude, Fay Ray was
Did
still alive. You just need to hire her to do some.
did she still have to be British in this too?
I don't think she's supposed to. I don't know what she's
That's another
supposed to
thing
be.
that kind of throws it off.
Whatever that accent is, yeah.
Like that should have been something they carried over to the other ones too. Because I know in the recent one,
Hell
Imogen
yeah.
Poots plays it with a American accent, so
No, no.
she's
Fuck
not the
that
random
shit.
British chick.
Okay. Why didn't she hit the street?
Yeah, there's so much going on outside. I mean,
Okay. So, also, what we are going to see here with the sorority houses is like this is an unwieldy, large location to be shooting, right? Like, we're
mm,
skipping a floor, basically. Like, we're jumping around here. There's just too much room in
it's
this
the third
house.
floor. It's the third floor to the house in A bar.
Oh, man. She's fucking dead, dude.
Oh, yeesh! It's a twofer.
So now, isn't there isn't there like a cut that leaves it as Kier Dulier or something? Or no?
I think like there's something about yeah they kill somebody and it's supposedly him
Yeah.
and somebody else is in the house or something.
Yeah, and then the end is we find out that Billy was in the attic the whole time and it wasn't Kier Dulier.
Bruh.
It's a really interesting close up, y'all.
Bruh.
Well, again, dun
See,
dun
there's the
dun
video box picture.
dun. Where's the carpenter?
And then it. Ding, 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 ding,
Maybe I should. Maybe I should.
ding.
I'm curious. Like maybe just this sequence, because this is the same sequence.
You know, I don't even
Just
think this movie made Terror in the Isles. I'm not exactly sure, but if that would been the
yeah.
compilation of all of this, I don't even think this made it into that. I could be wrong because they had so many in there, but
Is this I think that might be what we call stock footage. Okay, here we are in the fucking basement from Halloween 4 or 5.
yeah, where
Where's the which one had the
the
basement that was
house
just
is a
fucking
fucking mansion,
huge? Yeah, that was 5.
or it could be Resurrection, where it has like a sub basement that.
Yep. So there's no back door to the house, which seems unlikely.
Yeah, a huge house like that has no back door.
Also, I don't feel like we established that they did something to the locks well enough. Like, or maybe there was some issue with the lock that I zoned on. I did not watch this again. I'm very glad I didn't. I would have been so mad.
This is one of those. I think every time I've attempted to watch it, I either fell asleep or just turned it off.
I mean, there's really not like they're really not compelling, and um it's really boring.
Yeah, it.
Again, maybe that'll be different with the John Carpenter music, but for now, does she kill him?
I think so.
God. Oh my God, really? Are we doing this?
I just don't like the
Jesus.
hair, man.
It's like
The
fucking,
chivy hair,
it's like Scooby Doo.
the Greg Brady hair, Bobby Sherman do. Ah. You know who would have killed at his part? And I think this was just early enough. Rutger Hauer
Oh, Jesus,
probably
yes.
would have made a name for himself with his
Oh,
part.
yeah. Oh, yeah, because he would have been doing it as like an exchange student.
Mm-hmm.
And he was still, yeah. He did a show with, he did like a show in 70, I think, in wherever he's from. That
I think
Paul
he's Swedish.
Verhoeven, yeah. They did like a period action show with him. I think I've
Oh,
got it.
wow.
Yeah. Um, so in Seven in 1995, Brad Pitt held his cop gun with two hands. And pretty much until, like The Rock or something,
Mm-hmm.
that we had two-handed cop gun holding in movies. It was considered manly enough for the
Well,
movies.
Steven Seagal legitimized cup and saucer.
That's true. That's true. But risk control. But
Mm.
it's really fucking wild to see the old movies where they're just like
Yeah, it's just holding him any old way. Okay, so Craven's there, and
yep.
you
Craven's
were
like
there, Craven,
Craven's like
and you, John
somebody's got to fuck her later. Like
Statham.
The fucking dad is there. Like,
Yeah, this is like a fucked up ending to Wizard of Oz.
honestly, I don't know. Maybe the fucking 2018 one is gonna have some interesting things to say about the fucking
Well, yeah, because that was
way
the
that
whole
shit's
underlying thing of all
gendered.
of these. Yeah,
Like,
like men are just bad.
well, no, but also like there aren't any fucking women around. Like,
Right, there's no women.
she's the last one left. Like, it's really like, which I guess is not
Oh,
well. Okay, we're centering the action on this fucking guy, right? Like,
oh, Pop's passed out.
yeah. So, also, how did you not remake this with Sherman Hemsley as that dude?
Oh man.
Can you fucking imagine? Just like,
But you know something with him, I would have probably gotten him straight, to
yeah.
play
I mean,
something
you
like
wouldn't have
that.
wanted. No, yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't
only
want George Jefferson.
no, because didn't he camp it out in the late '80s too? Like he
Well, in the late '80s, he was still on
227, right?
no Amen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he still was doing that, and then he did that god awful movie with the ghosts. That just HBO used to play it all the damn time.
Okay, everybody. There's
And Club Fed.
4 minutes left. So,
See, that looks like somebody's house. It's just, it doesn't look
yes,
like this anymore.
we get that it is Christmas, Bob. We just had a nice reel change there.
Yeah.
Very, very nicely did that. About as best as you could on this budget. I would actually have been fun. They should do a cut of this where they fix that and nothing else. Oh man, I don't think I'm going to be alive when this enters the public domain, but watch out. Like, uh, it's like 100 years. Fuckers.
As many times as it's been remade, it might as well be.
Right? And it's not, which is the weirdest fucking thing. Like, this never had a,
Yeah,
well,
nobody really.
for good fucking reason, this never had a overdone it Halloween style
Oh
thing.
well, never say never, because
Okay, so they still haven't found them.
and they're moving.
Um, well, no, everybody went home for Christmas. So when people get back from Christmas break,
Well, that house got to be smelling at some point.
I mean, yeah, the house will be smelling, but it's also unclear. I mean, unless you want to watch the fan sequels, whether or not Olivia Hussey
Oh
um
right,
survives this. But here's what that house is fucking enormous. Like,
look how big. Yeah, it's gigantic.
um,
Which makes you wonder how come only two or three girls still stay behind.
and how it doesn't have back door. That's really weird.
Mm.
It doesn't have back door. I feel like it's probably got a back door and a garden door or some shit. Like, but we didn't get like a tour of the fucking house, right? Like,
No, it only looks like they shot one part of the house.
wait, I
Oh,
thought
there was
the
a Michael Rappaport in this.
yeah,
Not the Michael Rappaport, thank
no,
God.
from beyond the grave or before the cradle or whatever it would be called. So the phone's fucking ringing. I thought the end credits were over the fucking guy singing or whatever.
Mhm.
Like I thought it was really fucking clear there was somebody still in the house.
And famous players.
No, really?
Next week, Police Academy. No.
And they
I
did done
do
a
love
Christmas one.
I love the Warner logo though.
Yep. They did have some nice ones. Shit, even that Seven Arts one was a
They
nice
need to
one.
just put that back on all the old movies they took it off of. It,
Really? What the ending? Third highest grossing Canadian film of all time. Mm,
mm,
mm, mm.
yeah. Well, that was Black Christmas.
Come on, what about the fan movies? No, they're only 50 minutes apiece. Okay, so no, like, did I miss it? Like, was the guy sitting in the chair fucking talking to himself at the end, or
No.
no, it was just the bodies? Oh, yes, it
Well, it might have.
does. Yes, he does. There's, yes, okay.
Mm.
Yes, I wasn't paying attention because I had the sound turned down. But yes, we do hear him talk again. Okay. Yeah, so next time will be Black Christmas 2006, which is directed by Glenn Morgan, I believe, who was one of the people who made the X-Files television program and a bunch of shitty movies, including Black Christmas. We will be watching let's take a look here. Not gonna, we will be watching I don't know. Oh my God, it's free in so many places. That's just wild. Let's see here. We will be watching, sorry folks. Come on. Yes,
Hmm?
nothing. I'm fucking it up. Hold on, that's on me. Okay. We will be watching finally.
Oh, 06?
Well, yeah, '06. I'm trying to figure out how long the
Oh,
versions are out there because there's two versions.
oh
It
yeah.
looks like it looks like we're watching a 97-minute version, y'all. Um, cool. That's not what you rent though, and I don't know what's on Tubi. So I don't actually know what we'll be watching. We'll be watching something. Perhaps I will cut this out. Perhaps I will not. Um, but we'll find out next time what we're watching. But we'll be watching Black Christmas
The Black Christmas remake.
2006,
Yeah.
directed by Glenn Morgan, produced by James Wong and Stephen Hoban, who doesn't make real movies anymore.
Mm.
That's a good sign. He made Ginger Snaps. Dude, Black
Ugh.
Christmas 2006 is from the person who made all of the Ginger Snaps movies, the guy who
Mm.
produced all of them. So the guy who
Mm.
probably bought it and then kept it going. Yikes. Great.
Mm.
Gonna have a great time. All right, y'all. See you then.
Night, folks.